Hey guys, it's Tacho, and we're back for another Fire Emblem Heroes video. Today we're going to talk about whether or not it's possible to be a permanent resident in Tier 21 in Arena, as long as you're completely free to play. And I decided to do this quick video because we found out in the update yesterday that they're going to be adding the divine codes to arena rewards, and that's really good. It looks like divine codes are about to become the most important currency in the game outside of orbs, since you can use them to get a combat manual of some really top tier units. So let's just start off by looking at my own arena team. I am a permanent resident in Tier 21, so this is just going to give us a baseline score of where we need to be. Okay, and let's go ahead and load up max score on all of these guys. And for the bonus, we're just going to use Alphonse, mainly because he's always a potential bonus unit. Him along with Sharina and Anna, and they all have the exact same base stat total. So this is a pretty good benchmark for what the bonus unit is going to score. And as far as skills, we're going to go ahead and give him a double rally, which is easy to get. We're going to give him Aether as well. It is a little bit expensive since you need to sacrifice a 5-star, but everyone is going to have easy access to Aether as long as you've got Kroms to spare, which he's pretty easy to get. He's only a 3 or a 4-star summon. We're going to give him a 240 SP A-slot passive. We could go hard and give him a 300 SP, but I mean, this is just a proxy, so it's always going to change, and you're not always going to have expensive fodder. So let's go ahead and give him actually Brazen Attack and Defense. It does combo pretty nicely with his Refine, and we're just going to refine him. Let's also give him that in the B slot, if I can find it. Alright, let's see. Brazen Attack and Defense. Well, Brazen Attack and Res. It doesn't matter as long as it scores 240 SP. That's good enough. And for the B slot, I guess we can give him Quick Repost. So this is pretty much my benchmark score for Arena. And like I said, I have managed to be in Tier 21 basically every season except the first two, because I still didn't have my team completed at that point. But 738 to 752, if we go ahead and calculate this now, so 752 is the maximum score my team can get. We get an extra 12 from the bonus kill. You only need one bonus kill now after they made that fantastic update. And times 5 for 5 battles. And we have a final score of 3820. This is actually a little excessive. You don't need that high to stay in Tier 21. I've found that just going for a 750 fight is good enough in most cases. So 752, even though it is the maximum score my team can get, it is hard to get this because I have to fish for a lot of fights and use a lot of arena crests to get there. So I usually just take a 750 fight and call it a day. And if we go ahead and calculate 750 now, let's see here, times that by 5. So 3810, that's basically good enough to stay in Tier 21 every season. You may need 1 or 2 752 scores in there to really make sure you stay. But this is pretty much good enough. I guarantee it. I have gotten even lower than this before and still managed to stay in Tier 21. It depends on the season, really. So, yeah. Now let's go ahead and calculate a free-to-play team and see if it's possible. We're going to keep Jafar. He is free-to-play. He is a Grail unit, but I mean, if you've been saving your Grails and you plus 10 a unit like him, it doesn't even have to be Jafar. It could be Elliewood or Halloween Dorcas or any of those other 174 BST units. Let's just bring up another one. We're going to use Astrum here as an example. He is a Grand Hero Battle unit, so it's actually a little cheaper to get him to plus 10 since they gave out a couple more copies of him than Jafar, who is a Tempest Trial unit. So load up max score there. And one more, I guess let's go ahead and use Elliewood, since he is the highest BST at 175 in the Grail shop. And there we have it. We go from 736 to 750. Oh, they gave this guy an infantry dual skill. He doesn't need it. His base stat total is already above 170. So I guess we'll just give him distant counter. Okay, so 736 to 750. As I explained already, 750 is generally good enough to stay in tier 21. So this already should be able to do it, but it's not ideal because, like I said, you have to fish a lot to get your max score fight. So we want this number to be at 752 ideally, and all we actually have to do that is give a merge to Alphonse. Now, Alphonse is not a mergeable unit, so you may be thinking, oh, why'd you go ahead and do that? And the reason why is because this is just a proxy. We're not actually using him as the bonus unit. He is an example, but what actually happens is that every season, they always put either a Grand Hero Battle or a Tempest Trial unit as a potential bonus unit. So all of those guys are free to play, and they all have merges possible. So it's very easy to just have a +1 bonus unit if you really need it in the worst case scenario. Sometimes you'll get lucky and the bonus units might be a unit that you already have built up and merged and stuff. So in those cases, you are going to have a free ride to tier 21 basically. But in the worst case scenario, if you have to use a Grand Hero Battle or a Tempest Trial unit, you can at the very least get them to +1, and at the very least get skills like this, 240 SP, Aether, and a double rally. Not even a double rally plus, just a regular double rally skill. And that's already good enough to stay in tier 21. Another thing about Alphonse is that he is a day 1 unit, so his base stat total really sucks, and most of the Grand Hero Battle and Tempest Trial units have a better stat total than him. So they're just going to score generally higher anyway. So yeah, as you can see, it is possible to stay in tier 21. You do have to invest very heavily in your free-to-play options. Like, we have distant counter on these two, we got close counter on him, and all of them have 300 SPC slots. So it does take a bit of investment, but these units are +10 free-to-play, and the skill fodder, you only need to get 1 copy, so it's not like the craziest orb investment. Like, let's say for me, I had to use a +10 Tiki, which is not free to play at all. You have to either hoard like a maniac or spend money. Alright, so let's say you're not completely satisfied with having to use 3 Grail projects, since Grails are a bit limited and you may not have enough. We're going to keep Astrum and Jafar, since we definitely have had more than enough Grails at this point to +10 both of these guys, especially since he's a Grand Hero Battle unit. So another option is actually Ross. Let's bring him up. He is a 3-star or a 4-star summon, so he's not too hard to get. He is a bit recent in terms of when he released, but it's not too hard to get a bunch of merges on him and get him to +10. And if you don't have him at +10, then it is a goal for the future. I guess you could just summon on green on all your free summons, and eventually you will be able to get him to +10. So let's load up his max score, and it's no different from Eliwood. Again, they gave him the infantry skill here, but he doesn't need it because his score is already above 170. So we're going to give him distant counter. And there you go. It's still a 738 to 752 score. And like I said, this is enough to stay in tier 21. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative and gives you an idea of what you may be able to do to get into tier 21, or at least raise your arena score a little bit if you're not even tier 20 or such. So it should be helpful, and it should help you get some more divine codes once they add those to arena. So yeah, as always, guys, this is Tacho signing out. So I'll see you again in the next one.